That's right. Going live from my business page? Thinking. I am. Good morning. It looks like I might not be able to see you this morning. We are working on that. Maybe if I go find myself. I am, as you can see, on my Facebook business page. I'm actually streaming right into the Facebook group from the Facebook business page. So that's kind of neat and new. Trying things, I actually got the right audio to work. But if somebody joins me, I'm going to see if I can see them, because wouldn't that be lovely? Let's go home and see if we can just see. It says I'm live. I'm sure you're excited about sitting. We're going to get into the news. I have some really interesting news, actually, from the Facebook business page. So there we go. Oh, I can pause myself. How weird is that? I wanted the sound to go off. If you're joining me this morning, say hello. Here we go. And there we go. So, yes. Okay. So, first bit of interesting news, and I'll tell you the whole story at the very end, but Burning Man's been canceled. And there's some interesting news out of that. What are they doing next and now? Join me till the end, and I'll tell you all about it. Okay, so as you can see, I am here on my business page streaming into the Facebook group. That is new. That's a bit of housekeeping. We have, if you're not part of the Facebook group, it's called Cyberpunk Marketing Geeks. Come join us over there. And if you're here with me from the group, you know that Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. I get on here, talk about something news and marketing related, and tell you about what's going on in the marketplace, because it's super interesting right now. Okay, so we'll get right into it. Okay, so Apple, we know that Apple and Google have been setting up this whole tracking map system as well. Apple's map system got launched. On top of that, Facebook's doing a mapping system. So I'm surprised that Amazon wasn't starting to get in on this, but I think it's pretty interesting. I mean, they're the first to tell us that all the data is anonymous. And we do know that Google has been tracking our movements so we can actually see stores and when their busiest time is, right? So it's really interesting, because if you look on the, Google knowledge panel of a business, it will tell you, the busy times, and it's really changed. So it'll show you now where the time has drastically changed. So I thought that was really interesting. What else? Okay. I know, and this is just the business stuff. We'll get to a lot more fun stuff in a minute. But Australia is making Facebook and Google actually pay to be there because they've taken away so much of the media from the other outlets, like the television stations and the local papers. So I thought that was pretty interesting, especially being from a marketing background. We saw a lot of these changes over time, and that's when I left the news. So it's just interesting to see. Okay, now for some interesting news. There wasn't news on the weekend, but we know that in marketing, self-sufficiency is going up. Self-sufficiency searches. We know that video communication is on the rise. Speaking of video communication, Google has banned Zoom. Yes, no longer use Zoom. If you are a Google employee, you will have to use Meet. Now, their reasoning is because of the security, or that's what they're saying their reasoning is. That's pretty okay. And Facebook's launching some extra stupid medicine. It's my favorite phrase for this morning. Anti-stupid medicine. And see the little kitty? That's Pan. Anyway, anti-stupid medicine. Basically, you got to do your part. If you see people promoting things that aren't valid or relevant or produce bad actions in our community, it is your job to report them because not everything can get through those filters. So you have to be the anti-spammer. And so although Facebook's doing their part with their algorithm, they're coming up against some things. What did I say last week? That it was like whack-a-mole, right? New issues come up, and they figure out how to stop those, and then they stop that, and then more issues come up. It's been the same with them for the longest time. Does that make you want to break into a song? Like, I would sing, but I think I'll be off key. So never mind. Okay, what else? I told you about the maps, and okay, game plan for marketing. We're looking at in business, ordering, delivery, and DIY. So more community-based things. Amazon has decided to open up the channels a little more for more ordering. Is that because they're loosening up their restrictions because things are getting better? Is that the case? So now for some personal stuff, because that's the news stuff about and Facebook and Google. But like personally, and this is where I'll tell you the Burning Man thing. So all those people that went to Burning Man's been canceled. And if you don't know what Burning Man is, so a lot of the artists that would go there would build like amazing things, like art you could climb on. It was the best adventure I've probably ever taken. It was really high up on the list. And you know, they are now going to be making respirators. That's where they're changing their attention. So all these extremely talented artists with multi-talented are you know, going over and above and going to try to help our society by provide things that are much needed. So I thought that was pretty amazing, and that just, you know, opens the door to the idea of thinking outside the box. So if you're in business and you have to continue on and you have to make money, we know now that you're going to have to. There's no option, right? So doing that though, we need to think, because you want to show up. Basically, when somebody searches for whatever you sell, you want to show up. Now, for different businesses, that's going to look different. You know, restaurants have to do delivery now. I'm going to assume that things are not going to go back to normal. And so if we're going to take new precautions, get a new lifestyle, emerge from this, we can work with what we're seeing. And therefore changing kind of our business. Hello, Julia. For instance, if you're a real estate agent, I know a real estate agent this week that did a live virtual tour of the house because people still have to buy and sell houses. So there's that, right? So just thinking outside of the box, I was thinking about, and you know, we know DIY is on the rise. More people are stay at home, so starting a YouTube, maybe with e-commerce and you know, teaching people how to do their own things. And then, you know, selling the parts, or, you know, there's a lot of people, if you do that, you can both markets, because there are going to be people that don't want to do stuff themselves, like me. I don't want to get away. So there's always ways to go about things, always things to try in our marketplace. We're getting more ordering at home, people staying home, more hobbies. So way to position yourself, you know, a real estate agent again, maybe start blogging about home improvements that you can do yourself. It might be pretty good. So it's really interesting to think outside of the box and do you know, some deep dives into what other people are doing and seeing that. So that's what I kind of, the Burning Man thing, being a risk taker might be a good idea nowadays. You know, I know people are really hurting for jobs. There is no better time to start learning about online stuff. I mean, it is part of the future. So yeah, okay, and I think that's it for me today. So any things coming up that you'd pay more attention to, like behavior actions, or you know, what are you thinking about? And Julie, I'm going to face you later today. We haven't talked in a while. We should catch up. Anyway, if you don't know, there is a group called Cyber Marketing Geek Mixer. Just come join us over there. We talk marketing, business, and entrepreneurship. Oh, hello, Susie. I'm out of here for today, so if you're catching the replay, tag and lovely to see you this morning. Slowly, over time, you will see and we'll see some. I will see you guys soon. Okay, bye.